Chapter 21 of Stories from God's Holy Book by Josephine Looney. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Ascension, Pentecost. Patricia and Bobby stood at the window. They watched a huge silver plane until it flew into the upper clouds and disappeared. "It's going as high as heaven!" Bobby exclaimed. "Maybe you can see into heaven when you fly up above the clouds," Patricia ventured. "Can you, Joe?" "No," replied Joe, "but you feel very close to heaven. Everything is so beautiful around you, and the cares of the world seem very far away." "I guess Jesus was glad to go back to heaven," observed Patricia, "after he suffered so much here." "You promised to tell us the story," Bobby reminded Joe. "So I did. Well, as you know, Jesus stayed on earth 40 days after his resurrection. Then, at last, he was ready. He led the apostles to a mountain outside the city. It was called the Mount of Olives. It was near the Garden of Olives, where Jesus was arrested on that sad night I told you about. Now, Jesus spoke to the apostles for the last time. Before I tell you what he said, I must explain something important. While Jesus had been teaching on earth, he told people that in the one true God there are 3 divine persons. They are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. We call them the Holy Trinity. Every time we make the sign of the cross, we speak of the Holy Trinity. We say, "In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost." It was God the Father who created us. It was God the Son who saved us. It is God the Holy Ghost who makes our souls holy and strong. So now, when Jesus was going back to heaven, he told the apostles the Holy Ghost was coming to help them. He said, "Go back to the city and wait. I will send the Holy Ghost to you. He will make your souls strong. He will help you to understand all I have said. Then go out into the whole world. Teach everyone what I have taught you. That is the way people's souls will come to heaven." After this, Jesus blessed the apostles. Then he began to rise from the mountain, up, up, up. The apostles watched him go higher and higher until a cloud hid him from sight. Jesus had gone back to heaven. "Did the Holy Ghost come to make them strong?" Bobby inquired. "Yes," Joe replied. "He came 10 days later on Pentecost Sunday. The apostles were gathered in the upper room. The Blessed Mother was with them. Suddenly they heard a sound. It was as though a great wind were blowing straight from heaven. It seemed to fill the whole house where they were sitting. Then upon the head of each one a wonderful thing was seen, a flame shining and glowing, though it did not hurt or burn. This pure, mighty wind and this gentle flame were signs of the Holy Ghost. He makes us strong to be pure and to do good. He makes our love for God burn brighter. He brings light to our mind so that we understand God's law better. As soon as the Holy Ghost came, the apostles were filled with holiness. They were as brave as lions. They were very wise. They knew that now they were ready to do what Jesus commanded. They went out to the 4 corners of the earth. They preached of Jesus everywhere. Many, many people listened and were baptized. And so Jesus' church grew and grew. Wicked people killed the apostles one after another. Their dear Master was waiting to welcome and reward them in heaven. But nothing can kill his church. It goes on through the ages, teaching people about God, making them fit for heaven. It will go on till the end of the world. End of chapter 21. End of Stories from God's Holy Book by Josephine Looney.